Welcome back to the Chaos Storm. Today, we're going to be talking about a great way that, in my opinion, is a surefire idea that will help mold Halo Infinite into a game that me and you both know that it can be. AIs are a big focal point in Halo, and with the addition of the new banished AI Iridus in this season, I think we can offer some assistance to make this game just a little better. Let's jump in feet first. So, before we continue, let's analyze the pure potential of Halo Infinite's customization. We have cores, gun skins, and weapon effects that could present us with the greatest potential for customization we could ever see from a Halo title. Think about it. Halo MCC has already experimented with wacky and serious cosmetics. 343 should know how to appeal to the player, at least in theory, so to make sure I do my part in influencing the invisible hand of content creation, I wanted to give my touch on the top 7 AIs we need in Halo Infinite. First, let's take a look at the blue beauty herself, Cortana. She has been an iconic figure in the Halo universe for as long as the Master Chief, and it is among many of the fans' favorite character in the franchise. Her witty remarks and comebacks in the middle of slaying thousands of enemies personally never got old when I replayed the games, and her AI model is a fan favorite for probably a lot of the wrong reasons. With that being said, if she isn't already being created for Infinite somewhere in the future, honestly, 343 is missing the ball in my humble opinion. Next, speaking of missed opportunities, the dumb AI Auntie Dot somehow didn't make it into the first season of Halo Infinite Heroes of Reach. Why? Honestly, I don't have an answer. But what I can tell you is that she is one of the most underrated AIs in the Halo franchise. Her structured and robotic voice was soothing in the final moments of Reach. And honestly, it's sorely needed when my teammates decide to forget how to play in any game mode other than Slayer. Her unique AI profile hits the cool factor, and with customizable colors, I think she'll be a great addition to the Infinite roster. Next up, we have Serena. In my controversial opinion, she is the best AI out of the whole franchise in both model and voice work. Don't get me wrong, Jen Taylor does masterful work, but nothing makes me calmer when my base is rushed in Halo Wars by 90 flame troopers than the soothing voice of the coldest AI in the franchise. Definitely a pun. This is an easy pick for those who are familiar with the RTS side of the games, and hopefully this will help bridge the gap between the two. And speaking of real-time strategy, another AI that wouldn't be a terrible addition is Isabel. Now, I know what you're thinking. Who the heck is this person? And if you do know who she is, I promise I'm not using this video as an excuse to convince 343 to make another Halo Wars game. Even though we do badly need another installment, I think Isabel is a solid addition. Her innocent and battle-tested personality was never annoying in the games, and I think that's a testament to 343's ability to create new characters that aren't annoying to the fanbase. She could even be a wildcard AI and allow you to switch between the major characters of Red Team. A weaker selection so far, but better than Fred. Dropping in next, the rugged and charismatic Helljumper Gunnery Sergeant Edward Buck. Now hold on, I get it, he's not an AI per se, but he could be, and that's all that matters. If you're like me and spend an ungodly amount of time playing the masterpiece Halo 3 ODST, this guy right here is the one person you want in your squad trying to mount a comeback in ranked. A fearless leader and one of the best soldiers in the UNSC, Edward Buck has your back when stuff really hits the fan. Plus, he has already blessed our ears in Halo 5 as an announcer, and if I'm not mistaken, he was very well received. Let's just hope 343 realizes the untapped potential. Oorah! But going back in time, we're going to take a look at an AI that many of you may not have heard of and very little of you remember. Deja is an AI from the expanded lore that helped train the Spartan 2s to become the feared super soldiers they are today. Instilling wisdom and battle tactics in the stylish Greek toga and aura, she would be a lore nerd's popular pick if she were released along with some similarly themed armor. I mean, come on. The Spartans already borrow so much inspiration from the Greeks when it comes to their armor and weapons, that it's kind of strange there wouldn't be an AI that embodies the form of a Greek goddess. And last but certainly not least, the fan favorite Yap Yap the Destroyer. The faction leader that single-handedly ruined many of my friendships should without a doubt make an appearance in Halo Infinite. He's a grunt, and not only that, he's a very funny grunt. Something that will hopefully lighten up the mood when you remember we have a 6-month season with no Forge. That aside, He would be a great addition to the roster of AIs and could also be our second banished AI that could scratch that comedic itch that Fred fails to do. And look, I swear, this isn't a please make Halo Wars 3 video. I really think 343 can take a lot of ideas from the older installments. No need to work harder when all you must do is work smarter. Let the community flex its brain muscles and help you guys out. Anyway, before I go, I had some honorable mentions for key characters that I thought while making the video. Consider it a bonus. The legendary members of Noble Team, Sergeant Stacker, and even the badass himself, Sergeant Johnson, would make fantastic additions. I mean, come on, who wouldn't want a lean green cigar chomping alien killing machine like Sergeant Johnson on your side when you're down by 30 in Slayer? With that being said, it's the end of the video, and I hope you've enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Technique out.